Well, folks, this is the bane of my existence. If you've been watching my channel in the past with all my T-top escapades, and it's time to work on it some more and try to get rid of this damn gap here. I know some of it is the shitty weather stripping we got these days, but some of it is also the window. I think needs some more adjustment. So here we go. What are you looking for? And we always use this as a little cup for all the screws. Trim plugs out, and I forgot my, dang it. Okay, like I was saying, need our little pick. Undo our connectors. It's that easy. And we're just trying to peel this back enough to get to this adjuster here. For now, it's probably going to be best to hook this back up. Yeah, 7/16. Now you're going to have to bear with me, and you're going to have to listen to some good old-fashioned Ford door chiming. I'm going to take off some slack. We're going to loosen these up. Alright, what I did was I kept both of those bolts loose on that adjuster plate for the height of the rear of this window. And I kept messing around with the window switch to get it to the exact height I wanted. And then I went back and tightened those two bolts down. Now it took a lot of ups and downs to get exactly where I wanted it. And now what I can see is I need this window, the top of it, angled in a little more from the side profile. Because if I push the window forward a little bit before I close it, you can see it gets under this lip better than if I don't push the window in. You got a bigger gap there because it's not getting underneath this lip on the T-top. So that'll be our next adjustment. I'm gonna have to get into this window here that I have covered up by the sound deadener, of course, in order to get to the bolts to loosen to be able to change the angle of the window. So at this point, I better take this back off. And there's no way around it. I'm gonna have to cut in to this. Oh. Alright, so I've got this pulled back. I'm gonna have to lower the window down so the awesome door chime's coming back. So these are the bolts I'm going to have to loosen up to adjust the angle of the window. And I'm going to have to get up again and get some wrenches. Yes, I know I moan a lot when I get up and down, but I'm 50 and that's what happens. Okay, 7/16. Okay, so let's move this up and down a couple times. You know, I've got an idea for this. Check that out. I actually put some butyl, big old wad of butyl back behind this corner to puff it out. But I know it won't stay over time. It'll just flatten out that butyl. We'll be right back to the same problem. But just to give an idea of what needs to be done to fix it is the actual corner here needs to be fatter. I'm just simulating that by pushing it out away from the body a little bit more with that butyl. Check that out. That's a lot closer to what we would like to have. All right, time to put it back together. All right, well that took forever to get all this old sound deadener off, but now it's time to put on a new piece and get this door back together. So I gotta get up again. Getting old sucks. All right. Well, I've just spent the last 20 minutes trying to find my sound deadener, looking in every shelf, every nook and cranny, but finally found it. It was on top of my workbench, but it's so dirty and cluttered up that the box of this was hidden enough I couldn't even see it. I guess it's time to clean up the workbench. This put back on. Hey y'all, I got one last update to add on to this before I post the video. It's quite a while later since I started this, but towards the end of this video you've been watching, you saw where I talked about how I put some butyl underneath the back side of this weather stripping on the corner to get rid of the gap by the window. And I said, you know, it's not going to last that long because the butyl will just continue to flatten out from the pressure behind it until, you know, that gap's there again. And that is what happened. But it got me thinking, it did take a little while for that to flatten out. So I decided to take some of this 1/2-inch thick foam, kind of heavy, you know, closed cell foam that came with the T-top kit. This is the stuff you put inside some of these channels in the weather stripping. Like I have pieces in here and I have a piece in here to try to get rid of those gaps. But I took about 1.5 inch long piece of this, about to there. I cut it in half down the middle where it's like a half circle chunk. I took some of that butyl and then I put this piece of foam back on the back side behind here, and that butyl helps keep it in place so it won't, you know, pop out or slide out. And it's been a week now almost, and it hasn't moved. You can kind of see it back in there. And now it definitely takes almost all that out. Now there is still a little bit up towards the top, and I'm sure I can try to work with that a little bit more up here. But this part, you know, it doesn't butt up against the frame. It's out in the air, so it will move around a little bit just on its own. So every time you close it, that's gonna change a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. That works for me. All right, so that's the update. Window adjustment is definitely made a lot of improvements, along with that weather stripping change I made. You can see the car was covered. It's been covered for a while till I just shot that little last bit of the video. But last weekend I washed everything down, deep cleaned it, washed it twice actually, and got it covered up immediately after that. Haven't been driving it for a few days this weekend. I'm going to be, if you can see over on the workbench there, this weekend I'm going to be doing sealer and wax the car with the buffer, and then we're ready to load up and start heading to Ford Takeover. That's only a few days away at this point. The dates are on the weather app. You can see for Jackson, Tennessee, it looks like low 90s every day. Every day we'll be looking at it and hoping the rain stays away, and if we have to deal with some hot weather still, so be it. I know, Caleb Foxcast, they moved it to September this time around to try to help with all the heat. So the last couple of years that I've been there, it's definitely was hot in June. Hopefully it'll be a little nicer here in September this year, but can't wait to get the car loaded up and make the trip down there. So I appreciate everyone watching. Stay tuned for a special post coming up. I just got up this morning and pulled up YouTube and realized I sometime overnight finally hit 1,000 subscribers. I didn't quite see it at 1,000, but this morning it was at 1,001. So appreciate everyone watching, commenting, subscribing, and I got something a little special coming up soon for that milestone. So take care all, and I will see you soon.